We're back.
A little bit different view here. This is the other side of Chad's kitchen. So,
Trying something different.
yep, I'm JD.
I'm Mick.
That's him. This is Podcasting Under the Influence. Doing like we did last time, playlist style. Each individual topic will be its own separate entity, so to speak. We'll kick it off with a couple of our favorite series that just ended. First one being Flash. You want to start with that?
I really want them to get to the point to where it's not all about going
And a cat. Get out of here.
him going faster, like him constantly having to go faster. Like this week he had to run fast enough, or had to hit Mach 2 so he could go back in time, or last week I guess it'd be at this point. And now he's got to run faster than the word escapes me at this point, but
the portal, the whatever it's called.
Around a black hole in order to reverse its effects.
Infinity portal. Is that what you look?
Yeah, but there's there really is. There's like really just this
Vortex?
no,
Dimensional drift? I don't know.
no, I can't think of it. But
I can't think
point
of
is,
it.
it's just it seems like every week I gotta run faster, I gotta run faster, I gotta run faster, because Flash has far more abilities than just running fast. He can do a lot more. I mean, if you get into the comic books, you see to where he can vibrate his molecules enough to where he can walk through a wall.
He did that in one episode. He did that in one episode.
Yeah, but let's elaborate.
The Trickster episode.
Well, yeah, but let's elaborate on more cool stuff like that. Like what you can do if you can control every molecule of your body and adjust its speed.
Remember how we had the theory that we both believed that Arrow would beat Flash in a fight?
Yeah.
And how Arrow pretty much kicked the shit out of the Reverse Flash. No.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oliver keeping the shit out of the Reverse Flash. That just ties into our theory straight outright. That without even it wasn't even much of a fight. It really wasn't.
Well, but I mean,
once he shot that thing in, it was done, and there's no ability beyond that.
Yeah, but my point was Barry's going to get better because he's going to get smarter because he's going to gain experience, and on that experience, the fight's going to become more and more even over time.
If you're going to
it's not going to be completely one-sided. I'm not going to say Arrow's going to beat him every single time.
If they fought right now, Arrow would win. That's what I'm saying. Now,
yeah.
Obviously, if Barry had 5 years on an island to master his craft, then there's no comparison. You're talking about superpowers versus non-superpowers. But he's gonna, and if they fought like a bunch of times between that, you would have like the Batman effect where he's gonna figure out a way to beat you.
Yeah.
Regardless. But if you're talking about just outright right now, no, can't do any homework, can't study anything or whatever.
No.
Oliver will kick his ass.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that I agree with. But I'm just saying down the road he's just gonna get better. I think he's just going to get better.
He will. He probably will.
Because apparently he stays quite young over a long period of time.
Yeah, from what I remember, he doesn't really age, does he?
Doesn't seem like it. I mean, if he's still alive 123 years from now. Oh, no, wait.
No, that is him. Because he wanted
but I'm saying Harrison said he wasn't born for 120, or not Harrison Wells, but
Eobard
said he wasn't born for another 123 years or something like that. So, not even quite sure how old Eobard would be, but he looked like he was definitely in his 40s and 50s.
I think that might be the adverse effect of having the dark side of the Speed Force.
Could be.
That you actually do age.
Well, that's just the only comment I would make, because apparently Barry doesn't die.
Because he was talking about Barry, not Barry Jr. or Barry's son. It's Barry in general.
Yeah, well, the DNA matched that up.
Yeah.
Barry was there that night.
So, I am curious to see why that is.
And he even stopped himself from...
And we learned that Cisco has a superpower.
Yeah, he can see changes in the rift.
Yeah, for anyone who didn't watch the episode,
you should have by now. You've had a week.
But if you haven't caught up, I'm just saying, if you didn't catch this, Cisco was affected by the reactor. Not as badly as all the other metahumans, but he can see whenever time has changed. Like, for example, whenever Dr. Wells, a.k.a. Eobard Thawne, killed him. By the way, the real Dr. Wells will come back next season.
Oh, yeah, because he's not dead now.
Yeah, he's not dead now. So, whenever the reactor went off, and when Dr. Wells like put his hand through his chest and killed him, and then Barry undid that by doing his super speed like anti-tidal wave thing he was trying to do.
Yeah.
And he went back in time. Cisco started having dreams about that. Then he was actually able to memorize it or remember it. So he knows whenever time has changed. He can sense that, and that's going to play a big part in because there's infinite storylines in the time travel. Because every time you go back in time and do something, it creates another storyline, and there's multiple different storylines to go off of. So he knows anytime the meme, the place in which he's in now, and he knows whenever something has changed. So.
Well, that's going to come in handy for the other show they're doing.
Mm-hmm. The DC, Legends of DC.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
That's
we'll get to that in a minute.
That's going to be fun. But no, ending it on such an open cliffhanger, though.
Hey, I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
It was okay, but I don't know. Wrap up the storyline for the season, and then because that's the kind of thing I expect at the mid-season finale. Like when we get like 10, 11 episodes in, and then you're like, all right, I'm gonna leave you hanging for a month and a half. It's cool.
What?
But like when you get to the end of the season, because Arrow has, this is one thing they've done a fantastic job with Arrow is they've wrapped it up. The end of the season, it's wrapped up. There's something started, and you know it's coming, but it's not left wide open like that.
Mm.
I mean, we're really in the middle of a gigantic crisis, and me and you are well aware of the fact that this is where the Legends of DC is going to come into effect, and they're going to introduce a couple of new characters, and that's how that's going to go. Because if you didn't notice, when the rift is forming, you see Hot Girl standing there like, huh, ain't that interesting?
Yeah. A couple of things they didn't wrap up for me was, first off, the helmet that flew through, which I think that was from
from Golden Age Flash.
Yeah. That was from Golden Age. The second they didn't wrap up is they didn't really wrap up the Gorilla Grodd.
Yeah, General Grodd's still out there somewhere. He's not General Grodd.
Gorilla.
Well, now he's General Grodd.
Okay, well, Gorilla Grodd, they didn't wrap up that storyline very well. I'm still curious as to when, not Cisco, who's the female? What's her name?
We're so terrible about this.
We're horrible about names. God dang, it's going to pick my brain apart. I'm going to look for it. I'm going to go ahead and explain it while I'm looking for it. I just knew this. I looked up. I saw Sky High the other day. Mm-hmm. And I saw her younger version. I'm like, huh. I saw her in a bunch of things. Oh my God, she has some modeling in between, like some of her movies and stuff. Oh my God. I'm wondering when she's going to become Killer Frost. Because that's who she actually, that's the person, like the character she's playing becomes Killer Frost.
Well, that's not cool.
I know.
Because she's not a very nice person at all.
I know.
And furthermore, how many Freeze villains does DC really need?
3?
Yeah. I'm just saying. It seems like
Captain Cold, Killer Frost, and
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze.
Seems overkill. Is underrated apparently.
Oh, no wonder I'm not connected to your internet.
That's the background noise. No, but other than that, like I said, but of course, I guess leaving it wide open.
Caitlin Snow, that's her name. Okay. Caitlin Snow. But yeah, she's supposed to come Killer Frost. I wonder when that's going to start playing into it.
What, you know what? More likely, people were kind of liking the character. I see her as being one of those things in an alternate timeline. She's Killer Frost. But
that's what
I'm thinking.
That's what I've heard too.
That'll work.
Because yeah,
everyone really likes her, and she's married to Firestorm, which is awesome.
You know, the guy who plays Firestorm is actually Stephen Amell's brother.
Yes.
And then just saying. Oh, where's those pictures I saw of her? They were on IMDb. No. We'll keep talking. I'll show it to you in a second.
Well, but I think that's pretty much wrapped up the Flash conversation. For all intents and purposes, I mean, that's everything.
I'm trying to think of it. So what do you think will be next season?
Well, after I see this current problem they're having taking 2 episodes to work out.
There's something else we should mention.
What?
It was very noble of Eddie to
Yeah, shoot
kill
himself.
himself to
Did
prevent
not see that coming.
No, did not see that coming.
Did not see that. I figured they'd work it out somehow.
I like the little speech that the professor guy said to him. Like, you're the unknown variable in all of this. You're the coincidence. Is it a coincidence that he comes back to a time in which you're here?
Yeah.
There's one.
Yeah, she's cute.
Trying to find a certain one though.
She needs to dress more like Felicity. I think the world would be a better place.
Not so much. She's very pretty. I think she's prettier than Felicity. That's just me though. You and I drastically disagree on that.
Yeah, I'm all for the naughty librarian. It's just a thing.
I like it. I don't dislike it. I definitely don't think she should be Harley Quinn, but that's all.
I'm just saying. You have your little theories, and I'm allowed to have my theories, and we don't always have to agree with each other.
I don't.
It's just the way it works.
I just have my picturement of Harley Quinn. It's been a blonde girl who initially was like glasses and like really reserved and like really like button up all the way up to her neck so she couldn't like see her cleavage or whatever. And then like she comes the Joker's bitch, so to speak, and then she just sluts up. That's my vision. I mean, I don't see her as that kind of character.
Well,
that's
Dr. Quinzel actually gets manipulated by the Joker. It's not so much that it then falls in love with him and is willing to do anything for him. And the whole slutty Harley Quinn, that's only come about due to the Arkham games.
Hey,
I mean, people were doing that cosplay, but that's what really brought it on, was putting her out there like that.
I guess so.
Because look at the original Batman cartoon. Trust me, there was no part of that girl hanging out. She was like head to toe covered.
But it was still like latex or whatever. It's like full body like latex or whatever the case may be. Same with Catwoman. Catwoman's always been, well, you gotta admit Catwoman's at least always been the same for the most part. It's always been like full body, like leather.
Well, the only one that was the only DC villain I would ever consider, or Batman villain I would ever consider that was oversexed was Poison Ivy. But then again, that was part of the deal. She used her
sex appeal to get things because she would kiss men and kill them.
Yes,
and that's how she would. Yeah, I mean,
now we're.
I don't think that. Okay, there was one. That's from a movie she was in. Hold on. She's cute. That's cute. That's the one I saw earlier. That was my background for like a week. Okay, I think we've. I'll need that back now. Oh, we're going straight to Arrow, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go straight to Arrow. Anything? Really, just think for a second. Anything else on Flash?
This is the last time we'll talk about it. We were really surprised about Eddie killing himself. My only argument would be, since the timeline has been completely reset, then is Eddie really dead? Because he killed himself in order to stop stop Evarth from existing. So he's dead to that point.
There's so many double talk history things we can do here, because by
killing
himself, you stopped him from coming back in the future and killing Barry's mother, so technically she's alive.
Therefore, she's still alive.
Yeah.
Therefore, everything goes back to normal. Yeah, it's a paradox. I sat down and explained this to Jessie, and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Seriously."
When that happens,
I was like, "It was in hyperspace and the realms beyond. Read it. It's by Michio Keiko. It's an awesome book." You read through that, and he just goes through. There's a whole entire chapter that is just a series of paradoxes that are so ridiculous. It blows your mind the way they're set up. It's just absolutely amazing. But that, I would argue with that. But then again, it's a DC universe, and they had Infinity Crisis, for God's sakes. So there's that. Maybe the way they do time travel is okay. New point.
Best way to sum this up: you have where Eddie shot himself and killed Eobard Thawne in the timeline of like now. You have the future one that came back to this point to kill Barry's mother, and then he ended up killing the real Dr. Wells and taking on his body, so on and so forth. When this happens, you're killing Eddie, or Eobard Thawne, which means that Eobard Thawne was never born because this Eddie died. So this, going back to here, never happened. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, therefore that never happened.
And therefore, Barry's mom's still alive.
the accident that created Barry doesn't happen until what is it? Another 7 years from now.
And here's the other thing about that, though. By doing that, you reset the timeline to where Eddie doesn't die, though.
Yeah.
And then it all starts again. So that might be that's the paradox of it, because by resetting that timeline, you get to the point where Eddie's not going to shoot himself in the stomach to save everyone's life because of the Reverse Flash. So therefore, he's going to be alive, and he's going to go and have an offspring, and that's going to be Eobard Thawne, who's going to go back. It's a never-ending paradox.
Yeah, it's never-ending cycle.
And that's the best we can probably sum up.
That is the paradox. The reason I went back in time was to stop something from happening. I stopped it from happening, therefore I didn't go back in time, so it still happened.
Yeah.
It's
never ending. It's great. And then we just explained that really well.
Very quickly.
There was no other way to explain that.
Very quickly.
So, all right, we're gonna switch over to Arrow.